So good morning, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join this meeting. I know most of you are right now in our training, right? So I wanted to take this opportunity to bring together some of the virtual assistants who just recently started working with our new clients, okay? I want them to share their experience with everybody in terms of what the real life challenges are. Okay. So it's not something really formal. Feel free to talk, discuss, ask questions. The goal here is I want you to learn whatever you can before you actually get a client. Okay. So with that in mind, let's start with Aisha. I believe Aisha, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir, and hello to everybody.
Okay, good. So Aisha actually started working with a client about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Okay. All right. So Aisha, please just tell us about, and it doesn't have to be in any particular order. Please feel free to, share everything that you feel comfortable sharing, starting with your first day on the job with your client. Okay. Go ahead, please.
So, the things that I'm going to share with everyone are basically the things that I experienced myself. Most of them are good, positive things, and hopefully, it will give them an idea that, sometimes we are put in a situation which is completely unprecedented. We could not have anticipated that problem or that situation anyway. However much we prepare, however confident we are, sometimes things happen, or sometimes the client asks some questions. Or let's just start with an example that I experienced myself. An instance that on my first meeting with the client, he asked me to teach him how to add a team member into the agency. I'm hoping that everybody is familiar with these terminologies now that they are into the training. So on the very first day through the meeting and on camera, he asked me to teach him actually that how he can add me into the agency. And to be very honest, I did get a little confused initially, even though I knew how to do it, I had practiced it. But just being thrown into that position, but I kept my calm and I just repeated everything in my head and I walked him through all the steps. So that was something that I never expected, even though I was told, I was warned by Kashish sir about this kind of situation, that this could happen. Because see, if they're hiring us, it means that they want us to do all those kind of jobs, and they might not be, such experts in high level. So he asked me, okay, Aisha, just walk me through the process of adding you in the agency as an admin. And if Aisha would have gone blank or, panicked, he would have been, felt it. He would have judged through my body language that, this is the first step, and she got confused, and it could have been turned out anyway. But it went well, and he was very happy, and I think he felt confident about the fact that I know what I'm doing, even if it was such a simple thing. So this is just an example to, be prepared for anything. Another example that I want to quote again from my personal experience is that initially when currently I'm working with a client who wanted to have a meeting with me before hiring me. So the client wanted to meet with me first before going ahead with her decision, and I think it's fair enough. She wanted to see if she could work with me, if her vibe matches with me, And in that meeting, I was very aware of the fact that she's going to, base her decision on this very meeting. But the thing that you have to keep in mind, because it has again happened with me, and I'm really sharing everything with my own personal experience, that you have to be confident, you have to be relaxed, but you sometimes we tend to go into an extreme or overdrive mode with being confident, like we keep throwing words or difficult vocabulary, and sometimes we over deliver, and that can be a problem for us later. So what happened was she mentioned a bunch of softwares which I was not familiar with, to be honest, outside of high level. So for a moment, I was like, what do I do? Do I say I know these things? Because obviously she was not going to ask me to, operate those things right then and there. But then I trusted my gut and I told her, look, these are the things that I'm not familiar with outside of high level, like some software. But I know myself, I know that I can learn things quickly, and if you give me some time, I can make myself aware or practice about those kind of things, and we can work on it as you wish. Or if you want me to use these softwares, I can do that. But I would need some time to, practice those things because again, those are outside of my expertise. So I think this is something that I really want everybody to keep in mind that sometimes they throw some jargon, some fancy stuff, some software that we have not heard of. We don't need to, either lie about it or promise something that we can't deliver later that, okay, I know this, I can do that. So that is going to be another problem for us. You can ask for time and tell them honestly that, look, this is my expertise, and for everything else that you are telling me about, I need some time about regarding that. And I think they don't mind. They have a very open mind because they know that they're hiring us, especially for high level. So they always keep an open mind for this kind of thing. And if you are able to convince them in that meeting, if they like you, how you talk, how you present yourself, it is always going to be in your favor. And again, the work that you're going to do, it depends on your practice. As cliche as it sounds, I think practice makes perfect. So, you know, practice is what is going to make things easier for you. And from my own experience, I've worked with 4 different clients, and still I get stuck at some very basic things because there is a lot. And with high level, each day new updates are coming out. A lot has changed since I took the training. So those are the things that I think that I need to constantly keep in mind and check for updates and everything. So practice is something that is going to take us a long way. So this is what I'll be summarizing everything at. And if anybody has a question, I'll be glad to answer.
Okay,
So,
thank you, Aisha, sir. Bilawal had a question if you allow him. Bilawal, sorry, you want to ask anything?
yeah, I think somebody had a question. But before, Bilal, you can ask the question. I just wanted to kind of add to one of the points that Aisha made, and that was that in this particular case, the client asked to meet with Aisha before she made a decision. Right now, that is something that's unusual. Typically, what we do is we have your videos, we get your videos, and we share that with the client, and then let them make that decision. In this particular case, this client was adamant about, no, I want to speak to the VA. I want to make sure that she understands me. And that was something that I really felt it was not fair to Aisha because I put her on spot, but she really showed a lot of courage, and she came through the whole thing, and she was able to manage the entire thing. And I do remember the first day was a kind of a little bit difficult, but after that I started noticing that they kind of started communicating much better. They were thanking each other during the conversation and praising each other, and then I started seeing some thumbs up, and so those are the things that they take a couple of days to kind of break the ice and get to know the other person. Okay, so going forward, I will try not to put anybody in that situation, but it can happen. All right, so okay, so let's take on we had somebody had a question. I think Bilawal had a question, or someone.
Yes, Bilawal had a question. You want to? Please, Bilawal,
Yes,
go ahead.
thank you. Thank you, Kashif. Thank you, Amjad. So, Aisha, first of all, thank you so much for just sharing your experience and giving us a high level overview of how did the whole experience go. I just want to understand what does your normal day look like as a virtual assistant?
Okay, so I think it really depends upon my client. As I told you that I work with 3 to 4 different clients. Some of them were quite relaxed in a sense that they assigned me a task, like for example, they wanted a website and they did not define any time limit. They wanted me to, take all my time, and they didn't even give me any specific guidelines or, a color scheme or brand kit or anything. They left everything upon me, upon my creativity. What I used to do is that I used to do everything up to my ability. And I used to share the preview links with them that, look, this is what I've done so far. You can view it. If you don't like something, you can tell me right here, because I think it's better to share or ask rather than completing something, like 6, 7 days and then showing them. And if they don't like, you have to redo everything. So even if the client is not that communicative, we have to keep them. At least this is what I believe we should do. We have to keep them in the loop. Because I've had clients who would not, respond to me for 2 days. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be doing anything, because with that they will start to feel like we are not of value or of use for them. We have to come up with things. Okay, let's do this. Let's design something for this. Let's make this automation. It would make things easier for you. And comparing that to a client that I'm working with, she's really organized and she needs updates regularly. And for that, she has designed a whole list where she updates the daily tasks for me, where I have to literally do and complete the task and check off the box that, okay, this is the task that I've done. So it really depends upon the client, but you have to have the can-do mentality that, you can work with both kind of clients where you have given the task and you're, just left to do it on your own pace. And again, you can be with somebody who likes to micromanage, who has, as I told you, organized, or, just like to be included in what you are up to and what you are doing. So that is how it is. And again, right now I am busy the complete 8 hours duration of my job. Some days I have a little bit of research work, like, I'm asked to do research into certain topics and whatever the client wants. So some days are like that, but most of the times it almost always is that I am busy doing something.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Thank you. Yusuf, if the same question we put on to Fatima, I think she will share her own experience, because all the VAs have maybe different experience. So with this on the same topic, if Fatima want to
Go
share
ahead,
something.
Fatima. Yeah, Aisha is still here, so we are gonna go back and forth. So please go ahead. Kind of give us a little bit of a intro to when you started working with a client, and then you can answer the question. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. If I'm going to share my experience, so what I have experienced in last 2 weeks, I have faced many challenges, including in coding of his business idea. I was not sure about what he wants from me and how to do a registration of domain, how to make products on SaaS configurator, chat widget integration on the website. Without even access of his account, I made his email signature. On my first day, even I have faced problem of decoding and encoding of instructions from my client. A part of even a strong communication skills, you still need to understand the ideas and instructions from client. If you think you are not sure about the instruction, will not do any task. Sample of work should be asked from the client for more clarity before starting any work. But with patience, you have to give time to understand. Don't say no to the client. If your client says something like how to register domain, enabling of chat widget, making of tag with different classification, email signature, don't say no how to do. Politely ask permission from him that I will get back to you soon and will resolve your issue, exploring with a surety with the help of admin and a YouTube. Because many factors are responsible for this if you are facing this type of problem, because we cannot understand the importance of the video library, which we are not taking seriously, but the significance means a lot, because we are not getting the opportunity to in a live training get experience of exploring different features on agency level. Once we are get the client, they need some specific things from us. So I think it's better that, like for example, we are not having the access of domain, chat widget, SMS, stripes, etc. So it's better If you are watching a videos, kindly make notes, mind mapping, and lectures by filtering those videos beforehand. It's going to be useful for you once you are in front of client, because once they are in front of you, you cannot say how can I do. So it's better, and most important, if you are not a serious and a vigilant person, don't become part of this training. If you are not taking classes regularly, you are not doing practice daily with your tutor, you will suffer a lot. And I think this is the most important factor we have to. And most important, if you don't know the designing, kindly start doing designing on a different software like Canva, because designing is an essential part of this job. And if you don't know how to do, kindly do it. And most important, in the starting of the day, like Bilal has asked, Bilal, sorry, asked a question. Once you will start your day, do a meeting in the beginning. Make your
Yeah.
tasks, and obviously the client always having something in his mind. Like for example, in my case, Michael is always having something new in his brain in the morning. Once he start the day, he has something new task for me, and he just show me the sample I have seen there on this website. And obviously it's not a part of the go high level, but still is part of the designing and everything. So you should know. You explore word, you explore ppts and everything. You will not stay your learning only on go high level. Just explore many software which you can, and you have a plenty of time right now. So kindly go with it and explore each and every software, so you will obviously get benefit from this. Thank you.
But thank you so much for your time, and it's very important that everything that Fatima said. I just want to touch on one point that has to do with the agency level. Okay, so I want everybody to understand that the software or the platform is actually, it has two sections. One is the agency side, and the other is the client side, or what we call it, the sub-account level, right?
Yes.
It's very easy for us to give you access to sub-account level. We create an account for you, and then you can practice in it on your own. On the agency side, since it has a lot of sensitive information, it has all our clients' information. So that is something that we cannot give you open access to. That's why we have created videos for each of those sections, okay? So you have to make sure that you must watch all of the agency level videos over and over again until you really, really get the concept, get the idea. And also, I want to add is that, let's say you have completed the agency training first through the videos and then in live sessions with Kashif. Now, feel free at any time to let myself know, or Kashif, or any other admin know that, hey, look, I have completed the agency section. I still want you to please give me a live tour, or maybe a walkthrough, or spend 1 hour or 2 hours with me. Make an appointment with Kashif, make an appointment with me. The idea is that now you're already prepared. You have watched the videos. You have gone through the live training about the agency section. Now I will be more than happy to get you set up in a one-on-one situation with Kashif, myself, Adnan, or anybody else. And I'm not going to limit it to just 1 hour, okay? If you need 2 hours one-on-one, but the idea is that somebody has to be with you so they can walk you through the agency section again and answer your question. And this way we make sure that the security and everything else which we are responsible for. And I'm not saying, I mean, you guys are all now part of the family, and part of our team, but the idea is that there are certain things that we have to keep separate. But yes, please feel free to ask for additional one-on-one sessions on agency side. Okay. With that said, let's see. Is anybody else has any questions? You have to have questions. We have a lot of people, and I'm sure you guys have questions. So go ahead. Don't be shy. This is your time. And the biggest thing, the takeaway so far is that yes, we do our best to train you, but you guys must, after completing your course, you must practice. Okay, you must.
Can I
If you, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ramji, can I ask one thing? Is it possible that we can get any demo account of agency level for doing practices? on a go ahead level during a training, or in the starting of a video library, we will get the topics for doing a classification, that these topics are very important and we are not going to explore in a practical, in a live training. So we will do make a notes of those particular topics, and we will do a mind mapping of that. So we will get to know once we are in front of a client. So at least we have an idea that what we are going to do, because once it will be open in front of you and you don't know how to do, so it's really going to be, sometime obviously we have this girls, we will tackle the situation and we will not go in front of there and there, and then Kashif is there and you are there for help us. But still, I just want to add on that if you are going to give the opportunity to the VAs once they are going to enroll in your training program, so they will get to know that these are the topics are very important, and these are we have to make a lectures on it, because once we are in the system we don't know. Once we will get the live training, then we will get to know the importance of those videos. So it's up to you. This is just a suggestion. If you want to do something regarding, so it's going to be very good for the new VAs.
Oh, no, definitely. I think it's a good point. And Kasha, please, make a note of this. We should come up with something. And especially if you're already working with a client, please do make kind of a list, or maybe let Kashif know that, hey, this is the topic that I think we should add to that list, where we need to either create an additional video or put in more time. So it has to come from you, because you are the one and you are facing the problems, right? So you let us know, and then we'll make sure we get you what you need. All right, Kashif?
Actually, Fatma wants that she also knows now that we don't have any option of giving off an like some sort of account where they will access only for practice. So we can't give you access to practice on that side, because actually everyone have their own settings. If I talk about SAS configurator, as you know, and settings, so our company has already set up all those things, and every time it's live. Okay, so if we give you access and you make changes over there, so it will be mess up. So yes, there is a suggestion for that during the class, when I give you practice class, so at that time you can record on that day, especially for agency level. Those options, maybe there are 3 options which we usually need at agency level. So you can record that and you can make notes. And I always encourage you to make notes, and I have seen nobody is making notes. Instead, they are just following me what I have done, and next moment and after 2 hours they forgot everything.
Yeah.
So it is important. So there are 2 things important for agency level. You can make video at that time, or you can make notes. Notes are very important. They can help every time, and I think
recording
you
is a
people
really
will.
good option. Recording is really a good option, Kashif.
Okay.
Because in this way we will, get an opportunity, and we will learn this way, because we can do practice once you are not around us.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. So
Okay, we have also Safia, if you want to give her a chance to share her points, maybe we can learn something from her.
oh, sure, go ahead.
Safia, are you
Alright.
there?
Yes, I'm here.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Go
we
ahead.
can hear you.
Okay. Yes, thank you so very much. Yeah, the thing we are discussing right now, actually, my first day with my client, actually, it was a bit challenging. And the same thing happened that he not actually wanted me to do several tasks for him, but actually he wanted to learn Go high level from me. And as a beginner, it was a tough thing for me in the very first meeting with my client, as he asked me to please explain SAS configurator for me and this and that. I tried a bit, but I thought that I was not good. I was actually not good in it, and it was a sort of embarrassing moment for me. But after that one meeting, I really realized and I learned definitely, if there is something which I don't know, I must admit it and I must tell them that definitely, if you want to learn, I can help you out, but please give me a little time, and then I will make myself prepare for that, and I definitely can help you out for that. But asking for a particular time and showing your interest, that yes, that is a good thing, and if you want to know and if you want to learn something from us, but we can communicate the time. We can communicate that yes, this is the time spent. We can do the things. But the other thing is this, that as we were discussing about the making notes, yes, it was a really very good experience to make a notes in the ending. I started doing it in the ending, and it was something really very good that I had all the things in my mind. And whensoever I just forget anything, I look at my notes. But in the starting, yes, I did miss my notes. So it was a problem. It was a good idea to do the recording as well. But one thing more, which I want to add here, that if we are talking about agency level and explaining something to the client, so it is something we need to have on our tips, and watching the videos again and again is the real solution. So I have started watching them again, and I have noticed that yes, it has been upgrading right, like every day, and I have seen so many new videos which I had completed my course, but there are some new stuffs to learn. So I believe that we must have a good command on all these videos. And if we have gone through them, as we have already done, but it's a big deal that we are going to keep them in practice and keep watching them on the regular basis, so that if there will be any problem, we can cope up with that.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I know there's a lot more going on in terms of for you guys working with the client. I just want to see if anybody else has any questions.
But I have only two questions.
Sure.
First, where a client puts you in a, like everyone discussed, like how hard it is, like and stuff. But I want to ask, what if he wants that answer at that particular time? Like he forces you into a corner and he asks you that, no, you cannot go back. Like sometimes it happens in real life that they put you in a corner. So what do you do then? First question. And second question is like Bilawal asked, I want to modify that question. I want to ask, like, how does your day start? Not like that, but in terms of waking up and in terms of getting to your station and in terms of when do you have your breaks, like working with 4 different clients can be hectic, but like how do you manage between the hours? And like in Pakistan, sometimes it's like 4 a.m. and 3 a.m. your energy goes down. So like how do you manage with that energy level? That how do you bring yourself back up, and like how do you deal with sleep at that time? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Talha, I think your name is.
Yes, my name is Talha.
Okay, Salah, both of your questions are very good and very important. So I will ask Safia or Fatma, anyone answer for the first question. So what do you do, like if you face anything difficult question from the client or
I think,
any
Kashif,
difficult?
first of all, don't lose your confidence. Don't show from your face that you don't know. Pretend like this you know how to do, and tell your client that maybe there is some update is going on in Go High Level, and I need a time to explore it. Just give me a 5 minutes break, and I don't think so. It's really hard to explore those icons from there, and you can check from the settings. And obviously, if you are not able to understand, just give excuse. Like for example, because of the meeting, Go High Level is checking right now. Just give me a 5 and 10 minutes, and I will get back to you soon. And that particular time you can contact your admin and you will get to know if you don't know. But if you know, kindly do it with him or with her. If you still won't be able to do it, then make an excuse. And sometimes it's happened that clients want to do in front of there and there, that no, I have to do. In my case, like for example, Michael wants me to make a signature in front of him there and there, and I don't have an idea before it how to make an email signature. I was thinking something in my mind that this is the signature of just his name. And then I asked him, I just opened the YouTube and I mute my mic, and then I just write down on a YouTube how to make an email signature, for example. And then I was watching the video and I was guiding him, click on a new email, then go to the signature, then take option from there. And then he asked me how to put a link, and I don't know. So then I asked him, just give me 1 minute and 2-3 minutes, then I will get back to you, because my internet is not working. And then, and that particular time, I just get to know and I will did experiment. And then I approach Kashif and I did call to him, this is the emergency, just help me. And from a YouTube, from Kashif, I will get to know, and then I'll call him. And obviously he become happy and he was shouting like, and he was, he was showing that I'm really happy that you solved my issue. And also this is happening sometimes. Your client is listening sometime and not. And your second question was like, what was the second one? I think about the day, sleeping time. This is really, really important thing. I think for this, you have to manage your routine, because if you are not doing proper sleeping in afternoon, and if you are not doing sleeping in morning, so obviously you won't be able to waking in a night. And for this, I think this is already compulsory. And once you are enrolling in this program, you know that your timings are of sleeping and your daily routine timings are going to be altered. So I don't think so that we have to raise this question, what about a sleeping time or not? So we
Good.
already know this.
Great. Aisha, what do you have to say? And I think the same couple of questions we should circle back with Safia also. So Aisha, go ahead, and then we'll hear from Safia what she has to say. Because everybody has a different way of looking at the same thing, and it all helps us. Okay, so go ahead.
I think the only thing that I want to add for the first question from, I think, Talha, was that, look, in my case, I'm not first of all, I would like to clarify that I'm not working with four clients simultaneously. I have had four clients over the period of, I think, 6 to 7 months. So currently, I'm working with only one client, and that is how it goes. So, but I consider my experience, because I have dealt with four different individuals with very different personalities. Amjad would know, because that they were sometimes poles apart. Some were very laid back, some were very hyper organized, hyper attentive, and those kind of things. So first of all, that's that. But I think regarding to his first question, I would always suggest that honesty would take you a long way. Like, you can put yourself in a dangerous situation. If you're trying to do something like that, it can backfire. So I think two things that you have to keep in mind is the work ethics of people over there are different than those in Pakistan. All of us, most of us are from Pakistan, and we are used to people here which do not like these kind of situations. And I think your question comes from that mentality as well, because you're like, people in Pakistan do these kind of things. Because what I've experienced is that people over there are a bit more relaxed. They are very appreciative. They're very open, and they do give you the time if you need it. So I think if they ask you something, or if they are, asking you to do a task that you cannot do right then and there, coming off screen and saying, "Hey, look, I need 5 minutes to look it up, or I need some time to understand about it." I think that's the best policy, because even if you're doing something like that, it can be a hassle. You might not understand it. You'll do it then at that point, but you might not understand how it is actually done. So for that, I would always suggest, I can be wrong, but I think this is my personal experience, that you can politely ask them for some time, and you can just say that, we can do this after a while, or I can come back to you with the solution. And again, yes, you cannot get frustrated. Sometimes it does happen. You can get, you can feel cornered or even angry or something like that, but you have to keep your calm. You have to be very patient, and you don't have to avoid Zoom or meeting. Sometimes it has happened that you can get panicked, or you are like, hey, I don't want to go on camera and talk to them face to face like that. But they're not necessarily looking to ask you questions or something like that, because at the end of the day, you are their assistant and you are helping them. That's the main goal. You have to be helpful to them. And if you are stuck at somewhere, I think they give you once or twice, they give you, the margin of error. They know it's a learning curve. So I think they'd be appreciative of that. And the second question that you asked me, I did have a full-time job. I switched, you can say, my career completely, and I had a job where I used to go and teach, and now I work from home. So there is a major shift in my routine because I used to get up early in the morning, and that school university routine. So now it's completely opposite because my time starts around 6 p.m. I work from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. But again, when you're working from home, there are a lot of benefits, including that you can, take rest anytime because the rest of the 16 hours that you have, you are at home, you can sleep or modify your routine, like however you want it. And my client, even though I'm working with her for on only 2 weeks, has allowed me to switch my hours. So that is a very good thing. Like she has allowed me to work in the morning if I want to. If there's not something that we, need to coordinate constantly about. She has allowed me to work, starting in the morning, like around 8 o'clock, like normal routines, like people have 9 to 5. So it can happen if you have a good rapport with your client and you can change your hours if they allow you to do it. You do not necessarily have to work during their 9 to 5, even if only if they are comfortable with it. So I think it's the same thing. So you get used to it. It's not something that you will feel very different about.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Safia, what do you have to say?
The first question's answer, as that asked about the, the client asking something for, what I experienced in the first meeting, and afterward, I would say that no, you should not do things like that. That if they are asking you and insisting you to do something, because maybe sometime when you are just trying to doing the things quickly, and when you are a bit puzzled about things, you do a big mess. So I think that after that, I would always go for something that I think we can ask for the time. And as I have experienced right after a week, that usually these people are really very understanding, and they appreciate even a tiny task you are doing for them. They appreciate you a lot, they understand you, and they also want you to work in the comfort zone. So there is nothing something like that they are very cruel and strict people, and they cannot give you the time relaxation. So it's a good idea to ask for some time, a little time, not a very long time, so that you can search for it. And they will also appreciate this, that if no problem if you do not know it, but you are searching for it and you are working for them. So I would prefer that telling them that okay, we don't know them, that's the fact, but we can do it for you, just give us a little time. And as well as the time routine is concerned, the same thing as Aisha said, that yes, it is something that you actually get used to it. And it's not a very big task, that if you are following the time zone that is particularly about when you are working and you have extra time to take rest. And it's Talha, actually it was not about that you are having 4 clients at one time. So definitely it would be something abnormal. But if you're having definitely, of course, 1 client one time, so it is really very convenient for you to manage the time. And one thing more, we are not 8 hours with them on continuous meeting. We do communicate with them via messages. So definitely it won't be very hectic for you to connect with them for 8 hours. Definitely you are working for them, you are working on the project or assignment whatsoever they have given you. So it is not that much horrible that it sounds that it would be a hectic and very long day routine. No, it's not like that. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the details and everything. Next, we have a question from Abbas. Abbas, can you please unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Am I audible?
Walaikum salam. Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a question. The question is that do we have any full-time student working here as a virtual assistant with you guys?
Not that I know of, because I think it would be a difficult thing to do. And I think that's one of the reasons we try to make sure that anybody who wants to, join the training program, that they can commit themselves to the program full time. Okay. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work. It's not a joke. And I really applaud and I really, I'm proud of people who go through the entire program and then secure an assignment with a client. It's not for everybody to do it. Look, again, probably a little bit off topic, but the idea is it's not about you know, it's good to be smart. It's good to know, English very well. But if you don't work hard and you don't have the drive and commitment, you cannot do this. Okay, part-time working on this, or maybe a student or having another job, things like that. Those are all things that we discourage people to. So don't put yourself in a situation which you can't handle. It's not gonna work for you, it's not gonna work for the client. So, and with that, the main thing is when somebody is counting on you, when somebody is depending on what you have to do, then always tell yourself that you have to do the right thing by the clients, okay? So that's why
Yeah.
I always ask for full-time commitment. All right.
So can I add something?
Go ahead.
I do want to add that, it has happened, it must happen to other people as well, but it has happened where I have worked more than 8 hours and willingly. It was not, from my client, and she might even didn't know, and I didn't charge anything extra, but because we were stuck at something and I had to figure out a way for it, I did put extra hours in it and it was appreciated. She or he, whoever I did it for, they really, appreciated it and they do acknowledge those kind of things. So again, if you're doing it as a side hustle, it's not going to help you with that because sometimes you have to go overboard. Again, YouTube is going to be your best friend because if you think that taking this training or watching these videos is it's not, because if you subscribe to High Levels official channel you would see that they are literally pushing 2 3 updates every day. So there's a lot of stuff that is going on inside it, and you have to keep yourself updated with different things and different tasks that are they are enabling us to do. Like I think the latest thing I saw was that they allowed the LinkedIn integration into High Level as well. So I don't know anything about it, I just saw it, but that is something that a lot of people would be interested in because a lot of people use LinkedIn for their professional endeavors. So the thing is that you have to keep watching and learning, and one thing that I would advise everybody would be to learn how to set up a domain. That can be very painful and there is no way of knowing it beforehand. Nobody can provide you the access to it. Agency can not be helpful regarding that because that is something that is done externally, like GoDaddy and other whatever the wherever the domain is. You have to learn how to set up a domain because I myself faced a lot of problems, but I was adamant, even though my client offered that he could set up the domain himself, but I thought I should do it. He gave me the time to do it, and it took me almost 2 to 3 days to get it done. And 2 to 3 days means 16 to 20 hours where I would do those kind of things. And it appears simple enough, the adding the records and that's it, but it is not so, configuring the email and there can be a lot of problems. You might need to get on high level support as well. You must know how to talk to them as well because my client has asked me to go to high level support and communicate with them on her behalf. So the domain setup is something that I would, highly suggest everybody to learn. And you can obviously just watch videos about it, but you would know and understand that, how it can be done. And again, making the notes, I remember Kashif sir forced me to take notes as well, even though I was done with the training. And I still have that little notebook with me where he literally dictated me the steps. Make arrows and make a flow chart. And I actually did that, that I have to go to this step after this step and this step. And it really helped me because it's a tiny notebook and I used to consult that notebook a lot of times initially when I was working with clients. And we do sometimes forget things, and I still ask silly questions. I recently asked him about something very basic. He was like, "It's very simple to do, Aisha." I was like, okay. I'm sure Aisha is
Aisha,
helping
can
us.
we? It's good that you are maintaining that a notebook. Is it possible for us to maybe get the PDF of that? Maybe that can come in handy for us as well.
I am not that organized. I am not maintaining that notebook, but I'm just telling you that Kashish sir made me, write all the steps. Really, he asked me, how to load a snapshot. I was like, yes, I know. He was like, write down the steps. ये सारी चीजें ये आपको करनी है. So I was like, okay, and it did help me. So I think if you do it yourself, I can make a short kind of document. But again, there are a lot of high level support documents as well, and videos and all those kind of things. But if you write it from with your own hands or anything that you prefer, a Word document, I think it would be beneficial for you, because I think the notes I've made, only I can understand those. So that's the point.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? I see. Yeah, we have a lot of people who have not asked any questions. So please, this is your opportunity, especially if you're watching videos or anything about the training.
And when they complete the training, they ask, and when they go for the day first, they are asking too many questions. What I will do
Yeah,
and what will be
exactly.
happening, and now they are just sitting and don't ask any question.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that Kashif, you spoke up now, and that kind of reminds me another point, which is it's a good development. Look, everything takes time, and it's a process that we all go through as individuals and as companies, and even within the industry. Okay, so what we're doing now is that we have Kashif available. So let's say we have a new client and a new virtual assistant who has just completed their training, completed their practice and everything. The first 2-3 days are extremely confusing for everybody. They're difficult because the client is new. In most cases, they don't know the platform. They have seen the platform, they have tried it. They don't have a clear picture, a clear concept of different components of the software. So they come in with their own expectations. And they come in and they tell us, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I have to do. I need this done today. I need this done yesterday. The whole, and at the same time, you have a VA who had just come off the training, and it's like a very difficult position to be in for both of them. So now with Kashif being available for the first 3-4 days, possibly, what happens is that now Kashif is able to join the client and the VA. So in other words, all of our new clients now, they are starting out with 2 people, and Kashif listens to everything, figures it out. A lot of the times he has a good sense of, what the client is looking to do. And he helps clarify the ideas that the client has. Also, Kashif is able to tell our client that, hey, sir or ma'am, this is something that we cannot do, whether either because of the rules and regulations, or it could be the system, how it works. So this is to keep in mind, everybody, that when you have your client, the first 3-4 days, Kashif will join you. He will be available full time, and so he can help you and your client kind of get comfortable with each other and with your project, and kind of move on from there. All right, and I think it's a very good place to be at. Anything else? Anybody else has any questions? I see some people now. I'm going to put everybody on spot because people are sitting quietly. And okay, so go ahead, Shada.
Yes, I had a lot of 2 or 3 questions in mind, but because of the time lapse, I think I've gotten 2 out of them. So
Okay.
one is that I have done the online training, the videos one, And then last month the live trainings did not start because many of the people had not done the online trainings. So for me, I have done the video, I've made the video, I've just shared it with Kashif, and I have also taken some basic training from Farhan. So if somehow all the group is not gathered for the live training, so can I get one-on-one training or to get me started, because time is ticking?
It's a good point. I would say this, that unfortunately, what that does is that kind of creates a situation for us that we may be able to give you like, time for like a specific area or a question or something that you have that, hey, look, I've watched the videos, I'm ready to kind of jump into the training. But if you have not yet attended the live session, which is an extensive part of the training, it was supposed to be 2 weeks, but now from what I see, it moving on to like the third week training with Kashif. So that's 3 full weeks of training with Kashif. And for that, we definitely need to have enough people in the class. Otherwise, it's not practical for Kashif, and he doesn't have so much time. As it is, I keep waking him up during the daytime, thinking he's always available, but he works through the night, and then I call him up or text him. So his life is already a disaster in terms of helping us and everything. But we will definitely do the best. I do want everybody to please make an effort to complete everything before the end of the second week of every month. So in this case, today, the 7th, so you have another 10, 12 days. So please do the best with the videos. Watch them over and over again. The more you learn from the videos, the better prepared you will be for the live class, okay? But we'll get there. So let's be patient, hang in there. Patience is also part of the game, okay? Because you could be a very bright person, you could be very smart, you could be a computer scientist, but if you don't have the grit and you don't have the perseverance, you're gonna tumble, okay? So, and I'm not talking to you in person or anybody, but I think that's part of the process that we have to just dig in and let the process play through. And I assure you that we will be here. We'll help you in any way we can. Okay.
I heard 2 or 3 people mention that the client, once they get to work with them, they would ask them about to guide them on Go High Level.
Okay.
I'm a little confused about that. I mean, my understanding is that we've been given task and we have to complete the task every day. But what's this about guiding them about Go High Level?
Okay.
This has happened to me as well. I would like to add that not in a very, serious sense, but my client has asked me to explain how automations work. And, she used to ask me that, can we do this? Explain how can we do this? So at that moment, you have to, even if you're not very, expert, or you can say that you're not using the technical terms, you have to give them a general idea of how things work. And I think by the end of the training, we are able to at least gather that much that,
I
this is
agree.
how these things work. So I think that is going to reflect badly on you, because again, the client can say that, if somebody XYZ is not ready, then how come she's going to do all these things for me? So again, I'll refer to the first point I made. Don't lose your confidence. You don't have to give them the exact steps, because that is your job and you'll do it on your own time. But you can give them a general idea, general sense that, hey, this is how this works. And, if you want some more information, I can send you a YouTube video and you can learn for yourself. Because as I told you, my client continuously asks me questions about, okay, tell me how we're going to do this, even in the meeting. So I have to tell her the things that, these are the things we can do. And sometimes I do get stuck still, but they let those things slide. They don't mind. They know, because we are only human. We cannot remember each and everything, and we are not, the expert of the experts. But you should be prepared for such kind of situation that you might be asked some questions. Because again, you are implying that you are high level experts, you are going to assist them with that. And most of the people are keen on learning because, they want to understand what is happening. Just give them something like, this is how it's going to happen, this is how we're going to build this, or, even if you can just tell them the outcome that, I'm going to do this and this is the result that you will get out of it. Even that's acceptable.
Well, thank you so much. Look, the idea is this. We have a client, for example, and they come on board and they have a full-time account manager or virtual assistant that is helping them, right? Now, if they ask somebody, hey, guide me or show me what does high level do or how I should use that, I think they're within their rights. Okay, because look, they are new business owner, or maybe they already have an existing business. They purchased the software, they don't know anything about it. They want to ask you, hey, can you guide me? What should I do with it? Or how should I do it? Or can you train me? There's nothing wrong with that, right? What you need to do is that you have to first hear them out, understand what they're looking to do. Based on your training, based on the process you went through, you should be able to take them from step by step, give them a big picture. You should all be able to give your clients what we call as a walkthrough, right? That this is the entire software. You can give them a 1 hour walkthrough. Hey, this is our agency section. This is the sub-account area. And then you can walk them through each topic on your menu on the left side or on the top. The idea being that this is another one of those things that you should all kind of prepare yourself, that what if my client asks me to walk them through or guide them, give them a general guideline, walk them through the entire thing within an hour, or if they want you to, remember, you are spending 8 hours a day with a client. That is a full-time job. And that's a lot of time for you to walk them to how to create a website, how to create a funnel, how to create any automation, things like that. Okay, so yeah, it has happened, and I'm not surprised that it has happened. And I do want everybody, and to be mentally prepared for that. And based on the training you all get, you should be able to think that way and be able to help your client, even if it's something you don't fully understand. Tell them, hey, look, I'm still practicing. I know this. I'm going to walk you through it, but there's some areas I might need some help. I can get Kashif involved and he'll join us, right? Kashif is always there to help out. And that's the idea, that you have a backup, you have a support system. All right. All right. Next. All right. Any other questions, guys?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Amna, and I'm so glad to see you all here. And it was really helpful to learn from all the VAs. I just wanted to ask a few questions. Like, I've done all my video training, and I just wanted to ask that what should I do now? Like, when I've finished all the videos, what's my next step? I need to revise all the videos that I know from all the videos.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, so that's a good thing. Our class is going to start, I'm not sure exactly the date, but it's going to be the third Monday of this month, right? So you have a few days. You're already going through the videos. At this point, the best thing I can ask you to do is, you already know about Go High Level. See if you can join Go High Level's community on Facebook, or watch some of the videos they have. Try to learn as much as you can about the platform itself. Okay, that will kind of give you a bigger picture and a broader perspective in terms of what are other companies doing, what are people talking about, so that's something that you should do. Other than that, always, if you have any questions, ask your questions in our channel, and in detail, feel free to reach out to any of the VAs. And but again, you cannot practice enough, because Go High Level is very extensive. and just do the best you can. And, so hopefully until the third week. Anybody else has any questions?
I want to ask one more question, please.
Sure, please, go ahead.
We should learn how to set up a domain.
Right.
So I would like to ask if there are any other things like 5 to 8 things that we should know before getting a client or before our training starts, on which we can work on before our training.
Go High Level has a number of good videos. Kashif will point those out to you. So with that in mind, if you have anything in particular that you can think of and you don't see in our training videos, let us know and we will direct you in the right direction. So in this case, we will help you get the link of those videos that help with the domain setup. And I'm sure there are a number of other things I can't think at the top of my head, but Aisha and the VAs who are working with the clients, please do point certain things out so we can kind of build up a little bit of a checklist.
I think a few things before you are going to start, as I told you about the designing, you can explore different software. And like marketing campaign is a very sensitive issue. So for this, I think warm-up processes, the words are restricted on Gmails like this because you have to be searched out on a Google which words are restricted on an email, which you can send to the client once you are starting sending emails in a bulk. So you can explore this. And the most important thing, the professional emails, because in Go High Level, we are having the different templates, we are using it. But in my case, I feel that clients, those are coming, they are starting up a new business, they are going to attracted with the professional things. So you work on like an email signature, you can, because only Outlook can give you this option. So you can explore how to make it and how different designing you can do over there. And for this, you will get to know that particular like features are not given over there. So you can use Word document for that. And then you are going to do a copy paste over there. So in this way, because these are not the part of the training and these are the just professional things you should know before you are going to start your training. And start working on a video making sessions, like how you can make it attractive videos, because once you are in the program, so you need to make it a videos, different types of videos for funnel and a website. So I think work on it. And most important, you try to use ChatGPT, start using it, because you will get, once you will in front of the client, if he or she asking you about the catchy lines, so you will not having, like a peanut, you will get the idea. So ChatGPT is the one who is going to be help you, but what specific word you are going to use for it. If you are doing practicing right now, so you will get your answer, because ChatGPT is also, very tricky. What you are going to enter over there, they will give you the answer the same according to obviously your need. So for this, I think you have to explore that software as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Canva is something I would suggest everybody to practice on, because as soon as you start with the client, if they have not decided a niche or they do not have a pre-designed logo or a brand kit, they can ask you to work on it. And I have worked on logos for different clients. So it is pretty simple, but I think it would be a good thing to practice over there to know what you can or can't do with Canva. That is something that is going to be really helpful. And other than that, I think everybody needs to work a little bit on their content writing skills, because sometimes the client provides the material that they want to put on the website, but sometimes they expect you to do it. So if you are completely oblivious of the fact that, and that is a completely different kind of writing, that is called copywriting. I'm sure a lot of people would be aware of that. And that is completely different from what we usually do during our, academic experiences. That is completely different. So if you have a little bit of knowledge of how copywriting works, that can be a very good thing for your own portfolio, for your own experience. And again, what I've learned is that, you have to make yourself useful. You have to come up with suggestions. Don't be shy. I used to do it like working with the first client. I used to follow the guideline to the dot and not adding anything else. I was afraid of doing that, but I've learned that they appreciate new suggestions. They even follow those suggestions. they're like, oh, I didn't think of that. And you can always add on things that, look, I think this would be better, sending them different options. And you can only do that if you yourself have researched or if you yourself are confident enough about this kind of thing. I think learning Canva is one thing, and it is pretty simple. It's not something very difficult, and you can. I think it's free of cost. You can't get the professional account, but I think that the other one is free of cost. And again, using ChatGPT, the prompts to ChatGPT, because more and more people are relying on it, and even high level supports ChatGPT, AI bot integration, something like that. So you might have to learn that as well. Again, it's not very difficult. We're not trying to throw you into different directions that you have to do. But again, if you have the time, it's only going to benefit you.
Hey, great. Anybody else has questions? Omer, you have any questions?
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, that's good. So you know everything right now so far, right?
Yes, I'm listening to everybody and
Okay.
getting to know what it is.
Okay, great. All right, so Hashir Khan, I hope I'm not messing up your name.
Yeah, it's Hashir.
Okay, good. Alrighty,
Yeah,
so go ahead.
points that what they said, it is very helpful. What they are saying that we need to be very hard work. We need to hard work. We have to be punctual and all that. But then again, I think it all depends on certain clients. Like it varies from client to client what they need and what they want from us. So in practical experience, it will be a lot different for each of the VA. It's not going to be the same. The points
Exactly.
they gather, I guess these are the crux of everything. But then again, every client is different. Every client wants something different from their business and how they want to grow their business. So I think that the practical experience will be quite different for each of us. So
That's correct.
I did had some questions, but answered throughout the meeting. So I
Okay,
got
good.
what I needed to hear.
Great. Alrighty, so now let's see if Nayab is available. Nayab, we can hear you. Go ahead.
No, sir, I don't have any question.
All right, well, thank you. Who has been quiet so far? We've heard from Abbas and Wajahat. I'm not sure. Wajahat, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, so do you have any questions, any comments?
Well, I've heard everyone so far. I'm just happy that we have some very helpful people around us. That's what
Look,
matters the most. I don't think.
we have a very good team of people here. They are all hardworking people. Everybody has worked very hard, and they are all available to help everybody else. Okay, so guys, if you are still in the training phase, do the best, work very hard, and the support is here. We have a lot of good feedback from everybody. So use this opportunity, really. So next we have Farhan. I saw Farhan, but I think I don't see him now. He took off.
Sir, I'm here.
Okay, there you are.
I was
Alrighty,
just
so
curious about the agency level account. So it's better to watch YouTube videos and the videos available on the website. That's all very helpful, but we need to like search by ourselves on YouTube regarding agency level training.
Okay.
So they have, or you guys already explained about it. So
Right.
we are not working with the client right now. So when we will start, then we'll have a experience about this agency level, and that's it, I guess. But the thing is, we need to work on this Canva thing, and Chat GTP is very helpful. So if you are like uploading something about some research things or something, you can always take a help from Chat GTP. And that's it, I guess. I don't have any questions.
Okay.
They are already like have been asked or have been answered.
Okay. Well, great. I hope I saw everybody, but maybe I missed someone. If if you have not asked your question, you can do that now. If not, I thank everybody for taking the time to attend this webinar. I think it has a lot of value for all of us, and some very good suggestions came up. We'll definitely work on them and make sure that look, the idea is this, that as a company, as a team, we want to do the right thing. We want to grow, and we want to be able to help the clients as much as we can. And the idea is not to just bring the clients on board, but also to make sure that they succeed, okay? If they don't succeed, then you and I don't succeed. And so their success is tied to our success. So we have to give them everything that we can possibly give. And so we have to have the right mindset. Again, with that, I think I'm going to end the meeting. Thank you, guys. I wish you all the best. Keep working hard and keep up the good work, okay? All right. Thank you very much, guys. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much,
Thank you so
sir.
much.
Thank you.